Hello and welcome to Jolie's, where you can pick up some spicy sausage, roasted nuts, and the freshest React content on YouTube. Today I'm going to be watching Drew Gooden's YouTube is Obsessed with AI. Before we get into that though, I would really love to see how quickly we can hit 100 subscribers. So please take some time to like and subscribe to this video. And if you're interested in what you see, there's a playlist offered at the end. That's going to be more of my React content. With that out of the way, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, boop.
Hey guy, welcome back to another hilarious YouTube video. Please subscribe to join the Drew Gooden gang.
You probably thought that was me. Well, what if I told you that entire voiceover was actually done by artificial intelligence?
What?
I would be lying. I don't know how to do that.
Hey guy,
You got me, Drew.
welcome back to another hilarious.
I made a video a few months ago about how AI is ruining the internet, and even though not that much time has passed, there's still so many new forms of dumb AI garbage that I feel compelled to rant about. The iPhone 16 has been marketed almost entirely around Apple Intelligence, and for some reason, sales are down. It could be because many of the advertised features still aren't available and won't be until nearly halfway into the product's life cycle, or maybe it's because every new iPhone costs $20,000 now. But I think
I would say that a big portion of it is just the compulsion to buy it. The newest, latest iPhone is dwindling. And a lot of these features, at the very least, have been advertised to work on previous generation iPhones. I have an iPhone 13, and I supposedly will still have access to a lot of these AI features. So, also, we're just in a recession, maybe even depression, and there's not a lot of spending money. I know I'm holding on to my iPhone until the wheels fall off.
Apple's condescending and mean-spirited commercials are also having an effect on how people view this product. Commercials targeted at people who aren't just stupid, but also kind of shitty. Every single one of them is basically just, Are you tired of having to do anything? Well, now you don't have to. You don't have to type, you don't have to read, you don't even have to think. Finally, you can just mindlessly waddle your way through life as the barely functioning zombie we've always dreamed of selling things to. Like this
Where can I buy one?
guy who hasn't done any work all day, but gets Siri to write an email for him telling someone else that they should do his work for him. And that guy is impressed? Then there's one where this guy has to lead a meeting about a presentation his team made for him, but of course, he didn't read it. So he spits in the face of the hard work done by everyone around him and reads some bullet points his laptop pooped out. That's awesome. I love when everybody else does work except for me. Is this how Apple views its customers? Like they're incapable of doing anything on their own with...
I think the PC crowd would say that this is an accurate representation of Apple, but as an Apple customer, I am greatly offended by these accusations.
Without getting help from their precious device. It's good to know that every time I open the Mail app from now on, my phone's gonna be sitting there with its arms crossed, shaking its head as I stumble through some crappy attempt at a meaningful reply. All right, dumbass, just give it to me. I'll figure it out. Oh, Jesus Christ, man, are you even breathing?
Oh, I forgot I had to. Thanks for reminding me.
So, all right, not to come across as complete retard, but the idea that I might sometimes not be breathing does cross my mind far too often, way more than I would like to admit. I'll just be like, wait, have I taken a deep breath in like a few minutes? Oh God, no, I haven't.
What did you think of the pitch I emailed you?
Yes, the one that you emailed me. Here we are. Very Victorian, which I loved. Unique relationship is formed. I love unique relationships.
With a twist.
I know, because I read it.
Great. I'm going to tell them you're interested.
What? So they just committed to doing a whole movie they know nothing about other than how a phone described it? That doesn't
Sounds like the Netflix method to me.
sound like a great career move to me. What if the script is terrible? What if the movie's racist? Don't give me that smug look like you just outsmarted me. You're the one who just agreed to be in a racist movie.
Siri, what's the name of the guy I had a meeting with a couple of months ago?
You met Zach Wingate at Cafe Grinnell. Hey.
Sad.
Have I forgotten people's names before? Absolutely,
Yes.
I have, and I will do it again. What I've learned in
Yes.
life is that
Real
90%
true.
of the time, it's not that big of a deal. I have never taken it personally when someone doesn't remember my name, because there's a lot of information getting tossed around in our brains, and sometimes it doesn't prioritize the important stuff. Instead of names and birthdays, it'll save song lyrics you heard one time 20 years ago. It happens. Just be honest about it. Would it be the end of the world to have a regular human interaction with someone? Does Apple just want us all to lie to each other now? Yes, of course I read the text you sent me. Josh, my husband. But as much as
Okay, I do have to admit that not only retarded, but autistic as well. And sometimes I think it would be so nice for us all to walk around with name tags on so we could remind each other of our names. Maybe even status updates underneath the name tag. I don't know. Just, a little something to start conversations. And so we don't have to remember names.
I hate those commercials. They all pale in comparison to the worst of these ads.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday.
I got you something.
Oh, no.
Oh, honey. Thank you.
Oh.
I got you this.
Did you do this yourself?
I had a great teacher.
Happy birthday.
I love you too.
This is from me.
Are you fucking kidding me? This character.
She didn't even get a present. She didn't pull up something on Etsy and be like, oh, I just bought this, or oh, I got tickets to the show. No, she just had Apple Intelligence make a slideshow. That's us.
Sucks. I don't want to be like this person who not only forgot her spouse's birthday, but got annoyed that their kids didn't. Who interrupted a beautiful moment between them and their dad so she could show them some stupid photo montage Siri threw together in 4 seconds. This is like that thing little kids do before they learn to pick up on social cues. They'll interrupt a conversation like, Mom, look what I can do. Wow, that's really great, honey. And this isn't just a lazy and useless gift. This isn't even a new feature. My iPhone's been making dumb video slideshows of my pictures for years now. And
Yeah, the thing that we never ask for is, though that's cute as hell. Awesome on you, Drew. The thing we never ask for is, it just gives it to us for free.
I've never even asked it to. But also, all of these things in combination make no sense. This is marketed towards people who hate their jobs and want to get through it as soon as possible so they can get home to their families. Okay, I understand that. But then, even when they do get home to their families, they also just want to get through that as quickly as possible. So what exactly are the things we're supposed to like doing that we're in such a rush to get to? Just driving through traffic and scrolling Instagram reels on the toilet? Or do we need to wait until our phone can do that for us too? I think there's always going to be things in life that you don't really want to do and wish you could fast forward through. But to what end? If you could just skip through every single thing that's even remotely tedious or unenjoyable, you'd probably just skip straight to your deathbed, filled with regret, but also a newfound appreciation for the mundane.
I'm just going to say that, and I haven't seen this film, but I really feel like what I know about Click, it was so far ahead of its time. Click might actually go down as one of the great movies of the 2010s because of how forward thinking it was. It was technically a great science fiction film for the world that we're living in today.
That sounds familiar to you. It's because it's the plot of the movie Click, starring Adam
Not pre-watched, I swear.
Sandler. I liked the part where he made boobs go in slow motion and then ignored his family for
Hell
20
yeah,
years.
Drew.
One of the other key features
Based.
of Apple Intelligence is message summaries, and I can't imagine ever wanting to use this. I don't want my fucking text messages summarized. If someone took the time to type out words for me to read, I'd like to read all of them. And if I take the time to type something out for you, I'd certainly prefer you read the whole thing and not just have your phone cram it into one neatly packaged sentence devoid of any emotion.
I will say this, as somebody who can be a little bit of an emotional texter and who will abuse speech to text, every now and then I wish my phone would step in and be like, are you sure you want to send this? It's a paragraph long. Maybe I should summarize it, or maybe you should stop and think about what you want to say. So there is a place, I think artificial intelligence as an assistant good. Artificial intelligence as like your brain, bad. Like it should be more like there to be like, hey, you sure about this? And I think it's smart enough to tell us that. Hell, I would have, you know, when I'm actually thinking, I'm smart enough to tell myself that. But sometimes I ain't thinking. Raphael energy right here. Oh, whoops.
Might be useful for AI to consolidate. Communication with other people is absolutely not one of them. Again, what's the vision here? That I want to tell someone something, but I don't really feel like typing it all out. So I'll just tell my phone the gist of what I'm trying to say, and they can do it for me. But then, of course, the person I'm talking to also doesn't want to read all that, so they have their phone sum it all up in a few words, reducing it back to the original thesis I lazily pumped out a few minutes ago. So at this point, all we've really done is throw in an unnecessary middleman we're both ignoring. But then what happens when even that 2-sentence summary is too much for someone to handle? Can we consolidate it even further? Hell, why not just make it one word? Why don't we all just sort of grunt at each other until we're on the same page? Would that make it easier to talk to people? I hate to break it to you, but I think cavemen already tried that. We're moving in the wrong direction here.
As a creator on YouTube, I feel like I'm constantly having my videos merged into whatever random new AI systems they force on us. They generate summaries of my videos for other people to read, and summaries of my viewers' comments for me to read. Things like oatmeal and yogurt time songs hilarious, and Samantha is Drew's loyal follower. Good to know. But the main feature I want to talk about is one that is just so funny to me. So for the past couple years, when you would go to read comments in the YouTube Creator Studio backend, some of them would have these auto-generated replies as prompts for you to respond with. And for a long time, these were all super generic, just like thank you or sorry. But at some point a couple months ago, they updated these to be way more specific with AI that's trying to use context to understand what's happening, but is almost always wrong. Thank you so much for saying piss and wobble within 10 seconds of each other. You're welcome. I'm just trying to spread awareness. Awesome song.
Well, you shouldn't be wobbling and pissing at the same time, you know? No, but I mean, he's bringing up a great point here. It's almost like we're 2 steps forward, well, maybe like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I do think like we are getting to a place where his overall point, it's going to make us get lazy, and then we're just having machines talk for us. I mean, our ability to use words, then the correct words, is basically like almost like our sixth sense, or, you know, our superpower as humans. We totally have grown to not appreciate it, but now this Black Mirror is reflecting back at us in such a way that it's making us reevaluate and hopefully appreciate these brains that we have. But there's going to be a lot of people who don't see it that way and just see it as a shortcut just like the dark side of the Force.
It's literally just sauce. This is a great Christmas present to get on my feed today. Happy holidays, or sorry, happy birthday. If you're wondering why they didn't just say Merry Christmas, it's because according to them, Christmas is not a real holiday. I went to the casino a couple times in my early...
What? All right, Nick Mullen was on a podcast, I think Jim Norton's podcast, and he said it was like a holiday episode, and he was like, what, a call-in show. So he's like, what is it? Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, or Happy Kwanzaa? We want to get to know you, because yeah, Happy Holidays gives people no context for who you are. In the broad, like if I don't know who I am talking to and they're just, somebody I am having a quick conversation with, yeah, maybe it'll set, just be a nice blanket statement. But I mean, if you really want to get to know somebody, you should know like what the reason for the season is. Most likely it's going to be Christmas. Let's face it.
20s pulled $200 out and lost it over the course of an hour or two. Oh, sorry to hear that. That is awesome. What I find so fascinating about these is that they're specifically trying to suggest things they think I would say. They try to answer questions on my behalf, but they don't know anything about me, so they have to just make shit up. Wonderful video. My dad would always say, never gamble more than what you want to lose. Very simple way of thinking of it. Hope it helps someone. That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't have a dad. I wish I could tell you something my dad...
Even the AI is trying to make us that person. This is an example of how corrupt we have been ever since we got on the internet. Is the AI has learned to be that person who, in response to such an earnest thing, one ups the person and makes it about the person responding. That is awful. This is why AI, like, if anything, because AI is connected to the internet, that's what makes it so bad. It's not, it's learning equally from Nietzsche or the writings of, Martin Luther King Jr. or any of these great minds, is equally balancing that with, your aunt on Facebook who's typing comments about our current president in the year 2024.
I used to always say, but I can't. Because apparently he doesn't exist. I send my mom your videos. She loves them. Hi, Mom.
My mom doesn't like my videos. And I don't have a dad.
And I also don't eat rice, and my shirt
Who is this guy? Me? Drew, are we more similar than I thought?
is dirty because I wore it to the game. And the roadwork ahead car, I've never seen it in real life. Except for the time I was driving it in the Vine. But then I parked it on the side of the road and never looked at it again. It's so weird to read AI confidently invent personal experiences I have not had, but then also act confused about things I actually have done. I started my last video by telling a story about going on a cruise, and in response to someone commenting about that, YouTube wants me to say, I've never been on that cruise thing. So now I'm just gaslighting people. Imagine being a recovering gambling addict and every corner is just another temptation. There's no escape. I remember my first time trying that game. It was a quarter a pull, and I thought I was gonna make a fortune. I lost $5. Why are they making up stories about my life? Why does AI just want everyone to lie to each other all the time? Such a good watch, and totally love
Very good question, Drew. What is its end game?
the song, been streaming it on Apple Music. Yeah, well, it's just a song I found on YouTube. Don't even know what it's called. They're talking about a song that I helped make. I know what it's called. It's called Cascade, and you can listen to it wherever you stream your music. Not many people realize this unless you live in a few states, but on Native American land, natives are allowed to run casinos. Yeah, I don't know much about that. I'm just a dumb gamer. I'm so fucking stupid. Regulations are the reason cars are so big. Emissions regulations are far less strict for trucks, which incentivize car manufacturers to make bigger vehicles to get them classified as trucks to save money. I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm a dumb car driver.
Sorry, everyone. Gotta get home and play my game.
This doesn't even touch on another nefarious...
Yet again, this shows not only being that guy earlier meant like being the guy who's trying to one up the person they're talking to. Now being that guy is also like, what is it? Undercutting everything that people say, just being like, oh no, I'm dumb, or like, why would you take that option if auto-generated? Like auto-generate factoids about the thing the person said, like add context to what they said based on like, key terms. And then that way you could maybe make a more enlightened or useful comment. Like, how about instead of giving us canned things to say based on AI, maybe let the AI provide more context for what has been said, so you can create an even better post that'll benefit you because you've read this context, and the person you're responding to because you'll add to their, to what they said. It'll make you look smarter. This is what we should be asking for, stuff to make us look smarter, anyways, just a thought there really fast.
Tactic these sportsbooks use, limiting successful gamblers. If you lose often, there's no end to the promotions and offer you'll receive. But I'm gonna stop you right there. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a kid.
And I should not be driving this.
I mean, Drew does, he has a boyish look to him. What a cutie pie.
Car.
What makes this feature especially useless is that like 70% of the suggestions are just some variation of, I don't know, cool video, but that a lot like Bird's shirt. I don't know what that is. I fell asleep while watching this video. 10 out of 10, very relaxing.
I don't even know what that means.
Interesting.
I don't know what that means.
Good.
What does that even mean?
The
Well,
Kizik
that's
shoes were
appropriate.
awful when I bought a pair. One of the only times I've ever returned an item.
I don't even know how they're supposed to work.
Shoes? I don't even know how shoes are supposed to work.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what Friday is, and I don't know what 13 is, and I don't know what a poll is, and I don't know what YouTube is.
It happens so often, I don't know if they're trying to speak for me or if they just don't know what's going on and felt compelled to tell me that. But it's funny because even if that was my genuine reaction to something, why would I need your help saying that? I'm so stupid that I can't even think of I don't know on my own. Good vid. I have nothing to add. Okay, then why even say anything?
Hey, so sorry to butt in here. I just wanted to say I have no idea what you guys are talking about, okay?
I mean, the worst of React content, maybe. Try my best not to be that guy. but I don't know what he's talking about.
It's fine. We weren't talking to you.
It's just hard for me to give my input when I don't even know what's going on.
Oh, Drew, I just want to say, so like costume opportunity, getting the black turtleneck would have really killed that costume right there. You know, getting that Steve Jobs look.
Sure, but
We
we didn't really ask for your opinion.
Look, all I'm saying is, next time you guys come crawling to me for advice, try cluing me in a bit first. I don't even know who you are.
You covered this topic in such a compassionate and dignified way, and I feel like it'll really help a lot of young people who may be struggling or may not have realized the hole they're digging. You're a really good friend to your viewers.
I don't even know what that means, but it makes me feel good. So, thank you. Tarzan-ass response.
Hi, Mr. Drew Gooden. It's good seeing you around.
Who? Who the fuck is this Drew guy?
Drew's got like every YouTube essayist that I watch in one video.
I don't even know who these people are, to be honest.
My friends? I don't know who my friends are?
That would have been an insane video to make if I didn't know those people.
Oh, wait, this is weird. Someone said good video, and the AI wants me to say, I don't know what that means. I'm only programmed to tell you about today's sponsor, SoFi?
Okay, I
Ow,
guess
good
I'm gonna
ad.
do an ad read now.
Yeah.
I'm trapped in the void, and I'm here to tell you about today's sponsor, SoFi. Look, if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. SoFi is the ultimate finance app helping you bank, borrow, and invest. And I gotta find a way to get out of this void. Why do I love
Yeah.
SoFi checking and savings?
I feel like I've been in the void recently. Credit card debt? Oof. You guys probably shouldn't be listening to me, at least not on financial matters.
Because I can earn up to 4% APY on my savings with direct deposit, which is 9 times the national average savings rate. Why do I love the void? I don't. I hate it. Your typical savings account with direct deposit at your local bank earns you just 0.43% in interest, according to the FDIC national savings average. But with my SoFi high yield savings account, in just 6 weeks with direct deposit, the money sitting in my savings account can earn more than it would in 1 year in a big bank savings account. With SoFi checking and savings, you get paid up to 2 days early, you pay no account fees, and you can cash in on up to $300 when you sign up with direct deposit. So click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen to get started. Thank you to SoFi for sponsoring this video. Oh hey, I made it out of the void!
Oh, good for you.
Kind of cramped in here though with all these words.
That ad
yeah.
read was genius. Amazing content. Thank you so much for the entertainment. I hate that ad. I hate that ad that I did.
Maybe the AI just thinks I'm stupid because it's stupid too. This person says, I'm a bit north of Florida. I live right next to Florida. Got it. Okay. So you're in Florida? Come on, man. They gave you 2 chances to figure it out and you still couldn't do it. And if I'm not being the dumbest person who's ever lived, I'm instead replying to compliments with things like, yeah, I know. Good vid. Yeah, it was hilarious. I'm funny as fuck. Such an important and relevant video. Thank you. Yeah, I know it's a big deal. Thank you for this video. Yeah, I know it's a big deal. Glad
Wow. They really want you to just come across as an asshole.
you made this video. We needed it.
You're telling me, man.
How do we get me to make more videos like this? It's really funny that they want me to be both a massive narcissist and a complete moron. Not that that's an impossible.
You can tell that the video, the AI on YouTube is probably trained by the likes of Jake Paul.
Or even rare combination to pull off. But you're not doing me any favors by bestowing it upon me. And if that wasn't bad enough, some of these suggestions are just so mean for no reason. Kurt's dad's review getting Drew to buy the pool table and outdoor net is a lovely little crossover. I've never even watched that guy's videos. Why would I listen to him?
I got this one for my cat from Amazon.
I know that the segment about replacing Mr. Rogers and teaching children good values was a bit, but honestly, I started watching your videos like 7 years at the age of 9. I'm about to turn 17 now, and I can say with confidence that your videos probably helped not only shape my humor, but my values as well. Obviously, your videos weren't the only thing teaching me morals, but I think they played a big part in my thoughts and opinions.
I know it was a bit. Dumbass.
Drew, please make these videos again. I love your commentary.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But it's weird that you're watching my videos.
Get the hell out of
What?
here, man.
Oh my God, this one they didn't even try.
They just said, that's a really long comment.
Yeah, that's maybe what I would reply if I saw that block of text. You know, my worst inclination would be to just be like, cool, bro, nice.
don't really care.
What, even the AI couldn't be bothered to read all that? That's its only job. If you wanted someone to read 1/8 of a comment and then give up on it because they got bored, I'm perfectly capable of doing that myself. This person commented, "Great video" on my video, "AI is ruining the internet," and that's always good to hear. But here's how YouTube thinks I should respond to this comment. I can either say,
I know, right?
"Can you believe how good I am at YouTube?" Or I can say, "You know what else is ruining the internet?" Which is honestly insane. Like, am I implying that this person is ruining the internet?
That's how you want me to respond to a compliment?
Not only is this a ridiculous suggestion, but I think I might have accidentally revealed how their comment algorithm works. Remember when people figured out that Google's search AI was sourcing a lot of its information from random Reddit threads? Well, they must also be doing that for this comment feature, because "you know what else is ruining the internet" is a word-for-word title from a Reddit post about my video. Only in this context, the implication is that people who leech off of the work of others by posting low-effort reaction videos are ruining the internet. And in this context, one of my own viewers is ruining the internet by enjoying my video.
Thanks for the suggestion, AI.
Also, I wonder if a lot of these suggestions are mean because they're using transcripts of my videos to train the bot. And maybe because I tend to be angry when I rant about certain things, they've transferred that energy towards my viewers, which is hilarious. Like, just because I complained about how shitty modern cars are doesn't mean I also want to yell at everybody who says something nice to me. Sometimes the AI will overcompensate for all of the anger and narcissism by instead going way too far in the other direction and making it sound like I hate myself. Good video. Is it? Is it a good video? Or are you just saying that? Thank you for making this video. It's really good.
Not sure why you would think that. This is the worst video I've ever made.
What the hell? That is ridiculous that you would even propose that you say that. It really does show like it's just creating a word. You know, it's like creating, it has a word recipe that it's following. And if you give it onions, it's going to be really full of onions.
I hope more people see this. Good work as always, Drew.
No, this is my worst video yet. I can't even remember what the hell I was thinking when I made this video. I don't even know why I'm still on YouTube anymore.
This person says, "Jesus loves you." And the AI says,
"Not much. No, Jesus could never love a guy like me.
I know his whole thing is like he loves everybody or whatever, but for me, it's just the bare minimum amount." Wow, thanks, YouTube algorithm. It's just a video of me talking about a phone I don't even own. It's not that deep. First of all, relax, all right? You don't have to take everything so personally. Second of all, this isn't a video of me talking about a phone. It's a poll I posted 7 years ago. Or sorry, 3 years ago? Oh no, actually 2 days ago. But it was supposed to come out 10 years ago. Or, never mind, it was 7 years ago, back when I was still a child.
What is going on? Like, why do they put... It's really going far the other way. I mean, like, they really need to reel this back to, like, what it was, where it was maybe, I don't know, a quick, like, "Thanks, man. Yeah, you too. Appreciate it." You know, like, at least then it was like, you know, low effort. Like, I just want to acknowledge I saw this, something better, a little better than the heart or like button on a comment, you know, just for a creator to like maybe rapidly go through and try to respond to everybody who left a comment. Now it's just taking wild stabs in the dark, it seems, and getting really wrong. Yet again, would have been good if it said, "Oh, this, you posted this poll blank years ago," you know, maybe, you know, just to give you like a little like tidbit that you might not remember, or a little factoid that you can incorporate into a comment, so it gives you like a jumping off point for a comment. I think that's the thing. It's like, it should probably give you like almost like what dating websites sometimes do, which is kind of prompts you to like, "Hey, why don't you talk about this? You both have this in common. Why don't you say something about it?" You know, something to help grease you up so you can make a really thought out comment or a personal comment, but still, you know, still keep it personal. It's almost like, stop giving me so much or saying so much for me and give me something to talk about, you know.
And you may think 2017 was 7 years ago, but that's not the year that came to mind to me, because as we all know, it's 2023. What would we do without this technology? All right, the last thing I wanted to talk about in this video isn't something that's happening by YouTube, but just something I'm seeing more and more of on YouTube. These AI-generated trailers to movies that do not exist and hopefully never will. Interstellar 2, Resident Evil 4, Skyrim.
The Dragonborn, born with the power to command the voice of the dragon.
I think I'll be watching watching that one in theaters. Some people see these and get excited. Some people see them and get pissed. What a hell did I just watch? It's crazy how popular some of these have gotten. This Titanic 2 trailer has 8 million views. I'll give him a little bit of credit. It is kind of funny. The idea that not only did Jack actually survive the crash, but he and Rose meet back up and decide to go on another Titanic.
What?
Like, you don't even, okay, I'm just going to say this. You don't even need AI. Like, this, back in the 2010s or even before, this would just been a fun exercise in trying to take the Revolutionary Road movie and imagine it as a spinoff to the Titanic, or a sequel to Titanic. That would have been a much better use of the person's resources. One of my favorites was... there was a trailer for The Shining where they recut it to make it look like a feel-good comedy called Shine, and it was wonderful. I think it introduced me to that what's his name, Peter Gabriel song, Stansbury Hill, I want to say it's called. You know, that was a stretch of creativity. It was clever. I can't imagine what I'm about to see here, but it's like their heart was in the right space, but it's like they, instead of doing the work to make it work, they just thought AI could cover them. Especially if you took other Leonardo DiCaprio performances to try to make, you know, like, what would Jack look like in the future kind of thing.
Stopping us.
You're serious?
Well, here we go again to find answers. I'm pretty sure we already know how the boat sank. Iceberg. Home Alone 3, Kevin's Revenge will blow your mind. Does he even need revenge? Didn't he practically kill everyone already in the first two? Unless, of course, he's getting revenge on his parents for leaving him alone in the first place. Now, that I would understand. Also, he's a grown man now. He can be home alone. That's not some dire situation. I do that all the time, and I almost never have to defend my home from bandits. You got Transformers 8, where Dwayne Johnson appears to be a Transformer. Do you think he transforms into a giant fighting robot, or is he like a regular guy that transforms into The Rock? Wait a second. There are no Transformers 6 and 7 live-action movie. I confuse. iRobot 2 will blow your mind because the robots have boobs now. Actually, it kind of seems like AI cleavage in the thumbnail is sort of the meta. What if character people like?
I mean, it's not just the meta of this. I mean, like, one of my favorite React people, like, she always puts hot women in her thumbnails. I think she specifically just goes and watches like a little TikTok reel of just a woman being hot so she can put it in her thumbnail. And I don't blame her. She's, you know, it gets the clicks. Don't be surprised if you start seeing booby ladies in my thumbnails too.
But with big boobs. And if you thought a bunch of dudes wouldn't be weirdly turned on by this, you were wrong. AI girls are something else. You know, I think this misguided horny person might have accidentally described them perfectly. Because they're not human, and they're not even really animated women. They're kind of just something else. Now, people getting tricked by fake movie trailers is not a new phenomenon. This has been happening for years. And I'll hand it to some of the people who've edited these. They can be pretty convincing. It takes a lot of time to stitch together a bunch of scenes from different movies and combine them all in a somewhat seamless way. I think what really blows my mind, though, is how unedited a lot of these AI trailers are. How many of them are just lifeless montages of all the characters being introduced one by one.
I'm Count Dracula, the proud owner of Hotel Transylvania. This is my darling daughter, Mavis.
Over here is Mr. Potato.
Oh, no. No. Get it away. Why am I keeping this on the screen? You turn me into a what? Into a who? I'm a Mr. Potato Head?
You can't forget about Stewie, my baby boy.
Let's not forget about Butters.
Have you ever seen a movie trailer like this? And if you did, would you want to watch that movie? My name is Tyler, and this is my Fight Club. Yeah, we may seem a little rough around the edges, but if you take the time to get to know us, you'll find we have hearts of gold. I love this Toy Story one that has Margot Robbie as Barbie.
She's not just a pretty face, no sir.
And Ryan Gosling as Ken.
No!
But instead of using...
And if they did this, I had to have been after at least Barbie was announced, so there's no excuse for that, or there's no excuse if they predicted who would be Barbie and who would be Ken, and that Ken looked like rubbish. Oh my God, there's just the lack of imagination on these people to just go in and to Barbie and find footage, you know, to complement and make your trailer look even more legit.
Any of the already existing footage of them as those characters, they made this.
And I'm really sorry for making you look at that, but I had to pass the curse on to someone else. It was too much to bear on my own.
I understand, Drew. And someday and now I'm passing it on to you as well. Actually, hopefully you've already watched this video. You should really be watching these reacts as sort of like a way of re-experiencing the video. That's my opinion on reacts. I'm probably going to start saying that at the top of my reacts is like, if you haven't already watched the video, watch it by itself. Come back to me like a few months later when you just want to re-experience it.
Usually, these are hideous to look at. The scripts are so boring, they sound like a 5-year-old wrote them.
You might know me as the boy who lived, but trust me, I'm just Harry.
A lot of the sentences seem to just end in the middle.
Narcissa Malfoy. Where do I even begin? She's a member of one of the most influential wizarding families, the Malfoys. We've also got Draco Malfoy.
Where do I even begin? Well, she has a family. And Draco's crazy, too. This next one is also exactly the same. Star Wars Modern, which answers the question, what if they were still making Star Wars content?
It hasn't been long enough to recast Kylo Ren. You could get Adam Driver to play Kylo Ren. Again, he's not that much older.
I can't even imagine what that would be like. I love this part about a minute in where the music has been...
William Dafoe could have probably been the new Jedi or Sith Master.
Slowly crescendoing as they show actor after actor. And right when it reaches its peak, this happens. They just continue.
No, sir. Not the right Anakin Skywalker. Not my Anakin Skywalker. Andrew Garfield's really good, and he could play a character in the Star Wars universe, but that wasn't the win. I mean, it's not like he can't be that much younger than Hayden Christensen. And if you're recasting, you got to get somebody who's like in their early 20s if you want to, unless you're really shaking up the timeline. Anyway, sorry. If you nudge me on Star Wars, I will come spilling. All right, but anyways, I did not care for any of their choices there.
Showing names. This whole video is pretty much just 6 straight minutes of what if every celebrity was in this movie? And the comments are all like, you nailed it, man. Disney could learn a thing or two from you. Look, I certainly don't think Disney has done a good job with Star Wars. In fact, they've almost completely botched it. But
yes.
Do you think the only reason they don't cast all of the most famous people in the world to be in their movies is just because no one thought to do that? This movie would cost $4 billion to make.
Also, superior storytelling.
What story? This whole video was just a bunch of people standing still. You think that's a better story than what they're doing on Disney Plus? Actually, no, you're probably right about that. If Kenobi was just Ewan McGregor slowly rotating in front of the camera, now that would have been a good show. When I watch stuff like this and read the comments, I feel like I just don't understand anything anymore. I can't fathom how someone can watch a video that's just a vague collage of unrelated images with no plot, no through line, no anything, and be like, Hollywood's done for. Who needs real movies when I could just watch this all day?
Guys, I hate to say it, but I'm starting to think some people might be stupid.
Sorry, that's not.
Drew, this is a realization that I've had very recently, and it changes the way I see the world. And it's why I'm starting up a YouTube account so that I can hopefully say some smart things sometimes to get across to those stupid people. And the good thing is I'm half stupid myself. So I'm going to meet them halfway.
Fair to say. I don't think some people might be stupid. I know that a lot of people are stupid because this next video I'm about to show you has almost 30 million views. It's called No One Could Hold Back Tears Boy Shakes Up Got Talent 2024 with song to his mother Lost in a Boat, AGT.
My mom passed away when we were crossing the river in a boat. She was my best friend. This song is for her.
They also did a few of these with Jesus.
No.
Hello, my name is Jesus Christ.
That's not Jesus'
From the
voice.
skies, the world of blur. Chaos all around.
Though, I mean, maybe Jesus is in the AI, and he's just wanting to get out to save us all again. Like I said, I'm half stupid.
So there are people on this earth who watch this video and think, how beautiful is that?
Jesus, I don't think we'd go on America's Got Talent or whatever that show is. That would not be in his priority list if he comes back to us. is an insult. If you're I believe that if you're a good Christian, you should almost think of that video as sacrilegious. It's not getting his message across. This is disgusting. Yeah. I don't like the world we live in anymore.
Barbara, did you hear? Jesus.
Okay, granted, I didn't like the world I lived in before either. I mean, like, ever since I was like, could put two and two together and have a critical thought, I've been kind of not enjoying the world. It's rough. Rough life. I'm sharing those perspectives with you here on my YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.
Jesus himself took a trip down from heaven to appear as a contestant on the television show America's Got Talent, where he sang a song for 32 minutes. I really want to believe that in spite of corporations doing everything they can to circumvent artists and shove generative AI down our throats, that we as a human race would all band together to reject it because we're smarter than that. But then I see something like this and I'm like, are we?
No.
Are we smarter than that? Something happened earlier this month that I'm honestly still kind of shocked by. There's a
Yeah, I know. I'm still recovering from the election.
YouTube channel called JCS Criminal Psychology that chances are you've watched at least one video of, even if you don't know them by name. They make these videos where they break down criminal interrogations and provide insight into what's going on, some of which have gotten tens of millions of views. And I've always thought
if you ever think that you're smart enough to get away with a crime, watch a JCS video, or at least like 2 or 3 of them, and realize you are not going to survive the interrogation. And if you really think you are, go for it. Except for murder. I'm not condoning murder, but like, you know, be my guest to do some light thievery or something. No, they're mostly murder cases. Please do not kill anybody. I'm not condoning that at all. Do not go for it, even if you think you're smart enough to go for it after watching a JCS video. The act itself is wrong. Even if you can get away with it, you shouldn't do it. That said, the cops do this every day, and the stakes on them are way lower than the stakes on you. You got the pressure on you if you did a crime and you're sitting in that interrogation room. You're the one who's going to crush first. And like, and trust me, if you were smart enough to get away with murder, you're not going to be watching me talking on this video. So if you're sitting here and you made it this far into the video, you cannot get away with murder.
Highly of this channel. Not only do they make high quality videos that pioneered an entire genre on YouTube, but they've always been very deliberate about what they upload. I mean, they've only posted 21 videos in 5 years. Where so many YouTubers would have milked that formula dry, and a lot of their copycats have, JCS seem to have the quality over quantity mindset, and I've always respected that. So imagine my surprise when earlier this month, after a 1.5 year long hiatus, JCS comes back with a video that immediately feels off. There's these weird animations they've never done before. The style of humor seems different, but most glaringly, there's something wrong with the narrator's voice.
Unlucky Josh. Wrong answer. You just told on yourself in your own made-up story, and you're going to jail no matter what.
Why does he sound like that? I mean, it's the same voice, but it doesn't sound like a person. It sounds like AI. Sure enough, it is. And everyone fucking hated it. It's unwatchable. Turns out snarky quips don't work when the computer-generated narration is incapable of conveying snark. The best part is 43 minutes into the video.
Hell, snarky quips don't even work when real-life actors try to convey snark, at least these days. It's a form of humor that I think is on the way out. I just watched the Dungeons & Dragons movie Honor Amongst Thieves with my girlfriend last night. I shared it with her. And while I still think it's a really fun and good movie, it felt so dated. And it came out a year ago. And I instantly was like, oh, wow, this feels like it's of a different era. Like, it's the kind of movie that the election made my consciousness move past. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Maybe I should get into that in a different video.
Yeah, where the voice changes to a completely different one.
The other narrator will now be taking you through the second phase of his interrogation.
Just imagine being Josh right now. One moment you're in dreamland, and the next you're jolted back into interrogation room reality.
I guess his free trial ran out. I sat there in awe when I first saw this. I could not believe what I was seeing. This channel had about as high of an approval rating as you could have on YouTube, and just threw out years worth of goodwill so they could, what, save a few $100 on narration?
I can't even imagine it's the narration. Is it the narration? Like, I don't know. I had always assumed that the narrator was the video. I went in, you know, maybe this is naive of me, but I always assumed that on smaller channels, the narrator or anything involved is just the video creator. And I just saw happened to think he was a guy with a great voice looking for something to use it on.
Maybe he thought it wasn't that big of a deal because there's already so much AI slop on YouTube.
Bumbling through brush, my botanical escapade continues. Snagged on leaves, but hey, more crafting supplies. Jackpot.
Including in the true crime space. I mean, there's videos with hundreds of thousands of views that aren't just narrated by AI and written by AI and filled with AI-generated visuals, but the stories themselves aren't even fucking real. Secret affair between cheerleader and the coach ends in brutal murder. True crime documentary.
Beginning in the fall of 2013 at Brookhaven High School, Nathan Ellis, the new basketball coach at Brookhaven High School.
Basketball coach, but they shot him in front of a football field. If they're making this up, why didn't they just change the narration to fit the picture better? This is the problem with AI, because you don't follow through. You don't like quality check it. Like they could. I'm speaking into the void right now.
He was the star cheerleader of Brookhaven High School.
Even though this is fiction, it's a scenario that could easily play out in real life. Okay, then don't call it true crime.
Yeah.
Call it what it really is. False crime. This is so fucking weird and gross that we're so obsessed with hearing about gruesome murder cases that we need a computer to make up new ones because we can't get enough. It already feels like a lot of these stories get trivialized because of the way people treat them like casual entertainment rather than something terrible that actually happened to a real person. So fuck it, I guess. Might as well have ChatGPT write the whole thing.
Rumors started circulating that Sergio Vega had been murdered.
Wonderful. The script is just so good, and the voiceover sounds very interesting.
But without a doubt,
No. I mean, I guess, like, yeah, I mean, they called it back in 2016. We're living in, like, the fake news era, and, like, you know, where reality is whatever we think reality can be in our own personal little bubble.
the most upsetting development on YouTube happened to my favorite channel, Talent's #1. This guy used to make the sickest videos. He would edit himself into America's Got Talent, and he'd have the whole audience freaking out as all these green screened video assets played on stage. It was the best thing I've ever seen. Now it's just a bunch of creepy AI nightmare fuel. Even the audience is booing, and he edited that himself. It's times like these where it's important to remind myself that there's a whole world outside the internet. And sometimes all you have to do to get away from the craziness is log out. Step outside, get some food. Ugh, I'm so hungry. Let's see what's on Uber Eats. Looks really good. God, I just hope this restaurant isn't a big windowless gray building. It is! I love living in the future. Happy New Year, everyone.
If you like this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe, because that is the only way you can appreciate me for my work. It actually took me time to come up with this content and make it for you guys, so I would appreciate it if I get some love.
All right, that was Drew Gooden. YouTube is obsessed with AI. Everything is obsessed with AI at this point. They've dug in pretty far. We're going to see if they can make something of it or dig themselves out. But all we can do here is hopefully YouTube content creators and YouTube consumers is don't fall into the AI. If you utilize AI, do it in a smart, clever way. Just watch good small channels that are making legit content from the heart, and do your best to learn how to discern if something is AI, because it's pretty obvious still, but it won't be obvious forever. So look out for the slop. Anyways, that's it for Jolise. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe on your way out. Share this video with a friend if you can. And there's a new one, or another one, right up on your screen here in a few moments. Why don't you give that one a watch too? I'd really appreciate it. Enjoy yourself.